I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit disappointed today. My name is Globku, and today on TGN Anime, I want to talk about the next Gintama game. For those that don't know or weren't watching this channel, we made a video a couple months ago about a game called Gintama Last Game. That was the project name at the time. In that video, we talked a little bit about the Gintama Anime, we talked about some of their previous games, and we also broke down what was in the first teaser that they released, so which characters were gonna be in it, would speculate a little bit on the story, but we really didn't know much about it. We didn't even know what type of game it was going to be. And now finally we have a proper trailer that shows some gameplay. And also the code name has been dropped. The real name for this game is going to be Gintama Rumble. And like I said, the latest trailer shows a little bit of gameplay, and it's a Warriors game. Now, what is a Warriors game? For those unfamiliar, this is a genre or a series of games called Muso as well. And it's a style of game that has been popularized by Omega Force back in 1997 with the first Dynasty Warriors game. Basically, you play as a hero and you beat up a bunch of dudes. Like, we're talking thousands and thousands of soldiers getting beat up, and that's fun. I believe that's the main reason why so many people are drawn to that genre. It's just that feeling of power of being this one badass beating up thousands and thousands of dudes. But there's also a strategy layer to it. Because beating up enemies is so easy for the player, the strategy and the difficulty comes into play when you have to think about where you're needed the most. Where should you be going next? Where should you be investing your time? Or sometimes you encounter a general that's just as powerful as you, and that can also be sort of challenging. Anyway, that's the type of game we're talking about, and it's been around since 1997, but in the recent few years it has spread like wildfire. It's everywhere now. You guys might have seen the Legend of Zelda Warriors type game called Hyrule Warriors, or even the more recently released, like I think just last month, it was Fire Emblem Warriors. But maybe you're not a Nintendo guy, and I mean, you're watching this channel, so I'm guessing you're an anime guy. You might remember One Piece Pirate Warriors 1, 2, and 3. That's the same thing. That's a Muso type of game, that's a Warriors type of game, whatever you want to call it. And it's the hero is the One Piece character. Those are the guys that you control, beating up tons and tons of marines or faceless pirates. Doesn't matter, that's the genre, that's what you do in those games. Alright, so why am I so upset or disappointed? Disappointed is the better word. I'm not necessarily upset or angry. I'm disappointed because it is lazy. Before they released the gameplay trailer, they released a little teaser, and they had the characters from Gintama talking to each other. And in this little dialogue, which was kind of funny, they criticized Bandai Namco for giving Dragon Ball and Naruto a brand new game every single year, and Gintama feeling sort of left out. But at the same time, Gintama already had like 5 different games in the past, but you know, they were for handhelds, 3DS and PSP, and you know, okay, so let's give Gintama a chance. Let's give Gintama a game on the PlayStation 4 which has sold millions of units. Let's give this game a proper shot. Because to my knowledge, none of the previous games were really a commercial success. So I think Bandai is treating this as their last opportunity. That's what they say in the trailer. If that's true or not, I mean, that's debatable. I personally believe it. If Gintama had a bunch of games in the past that were all commercial failures, then how many more chances does Bandai Namco give this franchise? That's why I believe this is their last shot. So this was Gintama's chance to get out there, have an awesome game that attracted not only Gintama fans, but fans of a wider spectrum, just like PlayStation fans in general. If they had an awesome game, word of mouth would get around like, hey, you should try this out, it's a Gintama game. A Gintama? What is a Gintama? Doesn't matter, it's an awesome game and you're gonna love to play it. But instead they're making a Warriors, and there are a lot of gamers that love these types of games. The Warriors, the Muso type, there are so many of them out there, that's why they keep making them, I guess. But here's what's happening though. Instead of you appealing to the millions of PlayStation gamers out there, you're appealing to a much smaller audience, which is the Muso fans. And Muso fans are having the best time of their lives right now. These guys are doing what has been done dozens and dozens of times in the last few years. So Muso fans, they just have so many games to choose from. They can play whatever they want. So why would Muso fans come to Gintama? I don't see a reason why, unless this game does something incredible, but like I said, It just feels like a lazy Musou, a lazy Warriors type game, that's it. In my opinion, this game just made it hard for itself to be noticed now. Because if it was doing something new and unique, word of mouth would get out there and people would try it out, or at least want to check it out. By saying, oh, Gintama is a Warriors game, a bunch of people just checked out, they want nothing to do with it, and fans of the genre are like, okay, maybe I'll look at it. But chances are they already have a favorite Warriors game that they're playing right now, and with so many to choose from, I don't see a reason why they would come to Gintama. So the only audience they're appealing to is Gintama fans, and Gintama fans were gonna be in no matter what. So I just think they lost a big opportunity to get out there and reach a new audience, pull them into Gintama. Here's my prediction of what's gonna happen with this game. You guys remember the Berserk Warriors game? Berserk and the Band of the Hawk, I believe. Came out about a year ago, almost day and date actually. And there was some excitement around it because it was, first of all, it was a Berserk game, and Berserk just raised in popularity last year for some reason. So people just really wanted a Berserk game. They just wanted a game in that world. Second, the graphics were phenomenal, like the game looked really good. And third, the Warriors type game actually lends itself really well to Berserk, because even the anime is about this one dude with a big ass sword beating up a bunch of guys. It's about a small army fighting a big army, and that's the idea behind the Warriors game. So the excitement was there. And what happened afterwards? Game came out, Musou fans were like, yeah, it's okay. Berserk fans played it and went, this is kind of repetitive. And nowadays, no one remembers that game anymore. Because that's what happens when a company gets their hands on a popular anime property. They think the name of the property will carry that game, and they can be lazy with the design of the game itself. And the game was super mediocre. And I think that's exactly what's gonna happen to Gintama. Now, the difference is, we saw a lot of excitement around that Berserk game before it came out. I don't see that kind of excitement for Gintama, honestly. There's a few people, some diehard fans, I mean, they are excited, they will always be excited for a new Gintama game. Outside of that though, I don't see a lot of people making a lot of fuss about it, and I don't even know if I'm gonna talk about this game in the future, because I am now personally not interested. I'm burned out of Warriors games, I don't really want to cover another one. Unless it's something like Attack on Titan, where it's trying something new. Instead of you beating up thousands and thousands of enemies, you're actually fighting Titans, which are not as many in number, and they have some unique mechanics to them, like you have to target an ape and stuff like that. And also, comparing it to Berserk in the past, the graphics don't look that great. I'm not gonna say it looks bad, it looks normal, it looks expected, I guess. It's the standard we've grown used to, in a way. So it's not blowing anyone's mind visually, it's not blowing anyone's mind in terms of gameplay. I just think this whole thing is very ill-conceived, and I kind of don't understand why it keeps happening. I know there are some fans of the warrior genre out there, but they can't be a majority of gamers. It's still kind of a niche sort of crowd, so I don't understand why this keeps happening, why they take these anime properties and just turn them into Warriors games. And I thought it was only Koei Tecmo doing this, but don't forget, this is actually a Bandai Namco game. I don't even know who's developing this. It's not Omega Force, or it doesn't seem to be Omega Force. So I guess someone outside of Omega Force learned how to do these things as well. And maybe they are super cheap to make, which is why they keep making them. It's because they don't need to sell a ton of units to make this a profitable endeavor. But that's us talking about business, and talking about business is boring. So I want to go back to grassroots gamer opinion by listening to your comments. Am I being a bit too pessimistic here? Like, I've known to be a pessimistic in the past, but I think recently I've learned that, you know, that just depresses the hell out of me, and I try to look at things with a positive spin every single time. I think that explains why I'm still covering Naruto Shinobi Striker, by the way. So I don't know, man. Maybe I have something against Warriors type games. Maybe I've played too many of them. Maybe I've burned out. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Is this a good path for the Gintama game? Are you now more excited? Are you checked out? Do you not care about this game anymore? I want to know what you're thinking right now. And hey, after leaving your thoughts, maybe check out some of the other stuff that we've made here on this channel. Any of these videos, I don't know what they are, I'll decide later. But as always, thank you very much for watching. My name is Globku, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!